Good evening. Have a seat at the bar. My name is Jeff Carling, and I'll be serving your drinks for the evening, as well as giving my presentation for my final project in engineering and professional issues. I've been asked to identify and find a solution to a problem in any one of the fields of engineering, education, or business. As a bar manager, I'm responsible for keeping track of one of my most valuable assets, liquor. We're responsible for maintaining a liquor cost of approximately 18 to 21%. A liquor cost is simply the ratio of the cost of a bottle of liquor to the expected monetary return from that bottle. There are two important steps to achieve this target liquor cost. The first is making sure your bartenders are serving correct portions and collecting the proper amount of money for each drink. And the second is to monitor the liquor use by recording what is referred to as the liquor yield. Liquor yield is, simply put, how much you start off with at the beginning of the night in a bottle minus what's left at the end of the night, and you calculate this for each one of your bottles. If both steps are done correctly, each bartender at the end of the night should balance their liquor usage to their money. However, this system can be abused and have a negative relationship if an inaccurate method for measuring how much liquor is in the bottle is performed. This opens the door for bartenders to irresponsibly overserve drinks potentially unnoticed in order to try to obtain more tips. The problem is in the point system. This is a widely used system across many bar establishments right now, where liquor yields are done by eyeballing a bottle of liquor. A full bottle would be called in this system 1.0. Then you'd go down as the drinks are served, 0.95, 0.9, 0.85, and so on and so forth, till you get down to an empty bottle, which would be a 0. This system has no standard. Any two people could look at the same bottle and essentially come up with two different numbers. I could say a 0.65, you could say a 0.6. But for example, I've served a customer a drink out of my bottle of Crown Royal here, and he tipped me very well. And when he came back for his second drink, he told me, "Man, I sure wish that drink was stronger." So now as a bartender, I have incentive to pour him a stronger drink to try to get more tips. So I'm not going to use my jigger as I did for the first drink, and now I'm just going to free pour, and I'm going to make it look very showmanship-like so he knows that he's just been served more alcohol than before. And my tips have just increased. Now at the end of the night, when my bar manager comes by to do the liquor yield with me, he's going to look at my bottle of Crown Royal, and he's going to see one number, and I, knowing that I've already overpoured from this bottle, I'm going to see another number, which is a little bit higher on the bottle, and we're going to have a short debate over it. Ultimately, I'm going to press and compel him towards agreeing with me, doing one of the many tricks bartenders use where they tip the bottle on the side and say, well, you know, it's wider up here, thinner down there. Anyways, I have now balanced my book, but left with extra money in my pocket that night. However, I have found out a method to correct this issue by creating a standardized set of rulers, one for each brand of bottle that you carry in your bar. Essentially what it is sheet steel that I've cut into equal lengths, and on the back side I've labeled it. This one is Captain Morgan, and on the front side it's got all the measurements for the actual markings for the bottle. And what we can do is we can actually take a bottle of Captain Morgan and we can pour a double shot out of it, and one double shot of Captain Morgan should equal $14. And this bottle started off as a full bottle. And using my new ruler and measuring the bottle, I can now say that I come up with a 0.925. So I've served 0.075 drinks out of this bottle, and that equals $14. So I have effectively come up with a solution to this system. The total cost to create this involved building this jig. Essentially what it is a slide ruler that can be adjusted for any height bottle, finely graduated measurement on the side here, and I use a 50 milliliter graduated cylinder to fill up the bottle as a 0.05 increment at a time. Each time I record the measurement, plug it into Excel spreadsheet, and then when I have all my bottles in there, I come back to my sheet steel, I cut my strips, I use that same ruler to measure down the side of my strips, and I have now effectively solved my problem. This is a minimal investment that any bar manager should make, so say goodbye to bartenders debating over liquor yields and trying to rip you off. Invest in a set of these.